Hey guys, thanks for tuning us in for this 12th episode of Good Questions with Cameron Dole. Special guests on this episode are some of my favorite guests from earlier this year. We've got pop superstar Rachel Platten, Rob Dyrdek from Ridiculousness, actress, author, lifestyle expert Suzanne Somers, motivational speaker Trent Shelton, host of Bar Rescue Jon Taffer, and host of her own Snapchat docuseries Nikita Dragun. If you would, please take the time to subscribe, drop a like, comment, leave some feedback, and also share with your friends. Our first guest is pop star Rachel Platten, who talks about her new book, You Belong. Privileged to have the chance to visit with artist and now author Rachel Platten with us this morning. And first off, Rachel, thanks so much for taking the time to be on the show.
You're so welcome. I'm grateful to be on.
Now, was writing something, as far as book-wise, was that something that was of interest for you because of doing the singer-songwriter thing, or was it just something that presented itself to yourself by surprise?
I was writing, the book You Belong is a children's book, and I wrote it for my daughter when she was in my belly, and I wrote it as a song. So, and it's released as a song first, so it wasn't set out to be a book. Sorry, it's a little early for me. It wasn't set out to be a book, but my manager brilliantly recognized, wow, these words might be really beautiful as a children's book.
And right now, tell us a little bit about You Belong and where, like you said, originally written as a song, and was it something that was just maybe for your coping purposes, or was it maybe something that you had intents on release?
I was writing it intentionally, originally just for my daughter and I. I was in my first trimester, and it was really, really nauseous, and I was kind of hadn't really connected with the fact that I was growing a human yet. I was just connecting with the fact that I was really sick and wanted bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches every second. So I wrote the song really just as a nursery rhyme for my daughter, and it wasn't intended to even be out in the public. So the fact that I was playing it in arenas this summer was really wild. I was introducing this very intimate little nursery rhyme to lots of people, and seeing that it was really connecting with people and landing, and it wasn't just for a baby. The message is that there's nothing you have to do to earn someone's love. You belong just as you are. One of the lines that I really love the most is, you can be you don't have to be strong, you belong. And that was a message that I realized more than ever right now, we need to hear with what we're all going through. It's so confusing what we're all feeling, and to know that there's no right way to be feeling, and that there's nothing that we can do to not be loved by someone. We're allowed to feel whatever we're feeling. So I'm really proud to have that message in a book that I get to put out there right now.
Now, the thoughts that you had in expectations and during pregnancy, how has those thoughts changed now that you're experiencing parenthood, if you will?
Man, it's funny. People would try to tell me about the love that you feel for a child, and I was yeah, I have a really incredible career, and I don't know. But the thing is, it just doesn't even, it pales in comparison, because I also really thought, man, I'll always be so selfish. I don't know that it'll be easy for me to make the choice to put someone first. That's actually one of the lines in the book, too. You'll show me how to put somebody else first. And that was such a natural thing. Upon meeting Violet, it was so obvious. Of course, it's not even a choice. You meet your daughter, and you're okay, that's it. My life is now for you.
And we went through kind of the same thing. My wife, we never thought we were going to have kids. And going through the pregnancy, she battled and struggled. And it was even after the birth of our daughter before she got that feeling. And, looking back, she was like, how was I ever that person before? Is that kind of how you're dealing with it as well?
Wow, I'm so interesting. Yes, and I'm so happy for you guys. Yes, it is exactly. I look back and the things I cared about, it's just so silly. It all just seems, I can also empathize with that girl, with my pre-mother self, and love her, and wish her comfort in those things that she was worrying about that meant nothing. But yeah, it is hard to kind of put myself back there and remember, like, what did I care so much about? Like, the only thing I care about now is just being a good mother and also still writing music that connects with people and sharing my truth. But, yeah, that small stuff really goes away, doesn't it?
Now, the folks know the hit song, Fight Song, and the impact that that's had on other people. And for you to be able to put out songs like that reach and touch so many people, and now a book that is, it's one of those tangible things that you hold on to be able to touch other people's lives. I mean, how can you how can you quantify what that means to you on a personal level?
It's hard to. It's honestly hard to. I think there's Violet, my daughter, and then not it doesn't touch it, but it is close, is the amount of lives that my music, or that I've been told my music has helped, is also a very, very powerful thing and a very beautiful, thing that I feel in my heart. But I don't know how to quantify it. It took me a while to even process, honestly, after writing Fight Song and seeing how it was helping people, it took me a while to even feel into, just how many people it had helped.
And, of course, Rachel, for more information, if folks want to find out more about the book, about just your everyday life, obviously quarantining, social distancing like the rest of us, where can they keep up with that social media-wise and website as well? Oh, yeah, sure.
I really believe in my social media to be, I try to use it as a platform to be as real as possible. And when I talk about motherhood and even my time now quarantining, I just like to be as candid as possible and raw as possible because I'm so sick of all the fakeness and, the way that social media makes me feel when I'm scrolling is, just anxious, oh, I'm not good enough. And so anyway, this is not just another, follow me on Instagram. Follow me if it feels good for you. But I'm at Rachel Platten. And, yeah, you can find me all over the internet on the right places. Sorry.
Again, Rachel, it is truly been a privilege and a pleasure to visit with you this morning. Continued success also on the book as well. And hopefully we can catch up again real soon. And stay safe during this time as well.
Thank you so much. You too, and send some love to your daughter from me.
For more information, visit rachelplatten.com. Next up, had the chance to visit with Rob Dyrdek, host of Ridiculousness. We spoke about the season that was upcoming earlier this year. New season of Ridiculousness, easy for me to say, right? That got underway on January 6th, and from that, we've got Rob Dyrdek with us this morning. And first off, Rob, thanks so much for the time.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Now, Rob, where did the idea for Ridiculousness? I mean, when did that come up to you, and are you surprised by the success of the show?
There's no doubt this deep of a run is baffling, but when I read an article with Vinda Bona in the Hollywood Reporter, who is the creator of America's Funniest Home Videos, about the size of the global syndication business, and I was shooting Robin Big at the time, and I was like, man, I really love TV, but I can't do this reality show stuff. It's just too taxing. And so I basically took an America's Funniest Home Video show and showed that, hey, there's of all this, only 20% of it I would actually use, and if you package it together in segments, it's this high energy, really fun version of America's Funniest Home Videos, and that's really how I went out and pitched it, and MTV bought it straight to series back in that era.
And how cool is it for you to be able to hang out with some great icons and just be able to share the videos and enjoy the time as well?
I think it's a lot of fun, and it's something that I think is this bonus for me that I really, really appreciate, that ended up being a core sort of driver of the concept. I think we kind of tested it a little bit in season 1, but refining the show to really building it around guests has allowed me to do some episodes with amazing and and sometimes historical figures, you know what I mean, from Kobe Bryant's and Kevin Hart's to Mike Tyson's and Gene Simmons and Larry King's. You know, it's like you get this entire range of like superstars and classic stars to kind of connect with the show. So it's been quite a blessing, to say the least.
And for you, Rob, how hard has it been to get into the technology age? I mean, I know we're both were there whenever it kicked off, but does that become a challenge as new and they say better things keep coming our way?
Look, we're a bunch of old war dogs just trying to make our way in this world. You know what I mean? And I think like anything, if it applies to us, we'll take the time to learn it. Fortunately enough, like the way that this show works, all of those new technologies produce more and more content, and the beauty of it is we just have a system that goes out and finds it, filters it, and packages it up and delivers it to me, so I don't actually have to partake in the evolution. I just get to keep filtering what I like and don't like and go shoot episodes, you know.
No, that's awesome. Now, Rob, I've been told that you and I should get along pretty well because we both have the same kind of dad dance moves. And where did you get? Where did you come up with yours?
Man, look, I was born to dance. Okay, maybe my body wasn't, but I was, and so. You know, it's just the reality of like, and I want my kids to think that a dancing dad is like part of their existence, right? Like no aspect of them I want, and every time I try to push him, my daughter's about it, my son, like I can get him, like if he gets loosened up, but if like somebody's in the area, he won't do it. Like I made him dance so much as a child. When we got to preschool, I'm like, man, when we hit the dance, like when it's time for like little dance session, he's gonna kill it, and he froze up. He didn't want to dance at all. I was like, oh man. Versus my daughter, when she goes there, she's like in the center of the dance circle, like just going crazy, making Dada so proud.
That's awesome. And again, new episodes premiere every night, Monday through Thursday, 10 Eastern, 9 local time on MTV Ridiculousness. And Rob, always want to make sure and let our listeners know where they can keep up with you via social media and online as well.
I mean, everything's just Rob Dyrdek. Nice and easy, you know what I mean? Since I was early in the game, you know what I mean? I got to get all my names nice and easy.
That's awesome. Well, Rob, it's been great to visit with you. Keep the dancing going, and I'll tell my daughter that I had permission from you to keep my dance moves going as well.
Please do. Never stop. All the way to the wedding.
For more information, you can find him on all social media at Rob Dyrdek. Up next is actress, author, inventor, lifestyle expert Suzanne Somers, who will visit again with us about her new book, A New Way to Age. Always great to visit with our good friend Suzanne Somers. And first off, Suzanne, thank you so much for the time again this morning.
Oh, it's so nice to be back. Thank you.
And the book, we've talked about it before. We're gonna delve back into A New Way to Age, the most cutting-edge advances in anti-aging. And Suzanne, I know this has almost been proclaimed somewhat of a health Bible. And for you, how much do you love being able to share some of the secrets that you've learned over the years?
Well, you know, this is my 27th book, and I'm used to taking a considerable amount of flack for, she thinks she's a doctor and radical views and all that. This one, sometimes you just have to be patient in life. Not one person has taken me on in this book, and when I came back from New York, I thought, what's that about? And then I thought, you know what? They are finally ready to hear. They are finally ready to hear, because people are walking around going, why do my kids have ADD and ADHD and OCD, and they're all on prescribed amphetamines, and why can't I sleep, and why am I constipated, and why am I bloated, and why do I can't lose weight no matter how much I try, and I can't sleep at night, and I don't want to take pills. If you're in that thinking right now, this is the book for you. I address all of that, because I realize aging is about worn-out parts. And so, and it's happening earlier and earlier because of the environment and all the toxicity that I just mentioned. And so this book explains to you how you put back what you've lost in the aging process or from stress and toxicity. It's lab work, and all the tests are in the back of the book, so you don't have to figure out where to get it. I make it real easy for the reader. And you can put your hormones back together. You can determine your nutritional and mineral deficiencies and put that back together again. You know, most people are not absorbing their minerals, and the body can't work without it. Well, no wonder you feel lousy. So there are answers in this book that you won't find in a regular medical or a doctor's kind of book. And these doctors I interviewed are all MDs who realize that we've hit the wall with all the drugs, that we've got to try something different. They can always go to drug medicine if the first approach doesn't work, but trying it first. And that's how I've been living my life. I walk my talk.
And I know a lot of folks, whenever they think about anti-aging, one of the biggest concerns, one of the biggest things people think and see is the dollar signs. And how do you address that, Suzanne?
Yeah, I so wish that our government could provide not only allopathic but alternatives. So that's a drag, and but they're like there's hormones are not natural bioidentical hormones are not outrageously expensive. My hormones, after the first testing, the test is in the back of this book, about $65 a month, and I'm 73 years old, so I have to take a lot of them. I do not make a single hormone on my own anymore. I'm putting everything back, and that's what's miraculous to me. I, like Humpty Dumpty, everything that was depleted in me through the kind of lab work that I do, taking these tests in the back of the book, and these are well-priced tests to see exactly what is my toxic burden, how many chemicals do I have in me, what do I have to do to get those chemicals out of me, how do I put my hormones back to perfection, how do I start absorbing minerals, nutrients, etc. It all makes a huge difference because we're going to live 20 years longer. And so I wish our country paid for alternatives. But it's sure worth looking into, and there are a lot of supplements in here that, like one supplement I'm thinking of in particular that does so much as $8 a month, that cleans out cellular debris out of your cells. And you're thinking, why do I care? Well, I live in an old house. My house is 100 years old, and the oleander grows into the pipes, and the pipes get clogged up, and then the water doesn't flow, and then the whole living experience is unpleasant. Same thing happens in our cells. Our cells, from toxicity and normal aging, they get gunked up. They get filled with debris. And that's what you see when you see an old guy crossing the street who can't stand up straight and shuffling, and we all wait for him. His cells are all gunked up. This supplement you take, and it cleans out cellular debris. You only take it once a week. It's a miraculous new discovery. And then there's another one called NAD, which repairs cellular breaks. So right there, you're turning the clock back without having to take any crazy injections or drugs or anything like that. So that's what I'm interested in. What affordable, effective protocols and supplementation that do the job.
And we've talked about it before, but how has this just changed your life, Suzanne, over the course of the books and the lifestyle that you're leading as well?
Well, I do walk my talk. I grow my own vegetables, and that's a luxury. I know it. But excuse me. But my gift, my veiled gift, came in the form of cancer over 20 years ago. And sometimes the worst news is the best news. That was like a proverbial shaking of my shoulders, asking myself, what have I done in my diet and lifestyle to play host to this awful disease? And that's when I decided, rather than taking chemical poison, that I would change my life, that I would eat as though my life depended upon it, that I'd take sleep seriously, that I would manage my stress, that I would think good thoughts. Thoughts are powerful. Thoughts create. So I did all that, and I've never looked back, and I walk my talk, and people around me know it. I'm working hard on keeping my inside young, not the outside. But when you keep your inside young, it manifests on the outside with energy and a spring in your step and shiny hair and things like that.
And again, the book, A New Way to Age, the most cutting-edge advances in anti-aging. Suzanne Somers, always want to make sure and let our listeners know where they can keep up with everything you've got going on social media-wise as well.
Well, I'm so glad you asked. If you go to SuzanneSomers.com, you'll see that I have a full array of organic skincare, hair care, makeup. It's all I use. It's all beautiful stuff, even household cleaning products that are without chemicals. You can live a chemical-free life. And really fun, twice a week, if you sign up to my Facebook. We have these Facebook Live shows that we do that have gone crazy. Last month, with everything we did, we have over 1 billion hits.
Wow.
And billion with a B. Now, they don't all come to my Facebook Live show. I wish they will, but in time they will. But we do them from the bar at our house, and I'm aware that, people don't like to drink alone, so we invite them 5 o'clock, come to Big Al's bar and have a tequila with Suzanne and Alan. So we drink tequila and we listen to some cool music, and I talk about whatever, and I always talk some health. I just can't help myself. And oh my gosh, people love it, and they can't wait for the next one. So give it a look. It's really fun. It's a fun hour.
That's awesome. Again, Suzanne Somers, always great to visit with you, and appreciate your time, and hopefully look forward to talking again real soon, my friend.
I so appreciate it. Thank you. See you in the next one.
For more information, visit SuzanneSomers.com. Next up, had the chance to visit with motivational speaker, author, and social media influencer Trent Shelton. Trent talks about his new younger audience book, Straight Up. Former NFL player, and man alive, you made such a difference in lives since leaving the NFL. Trent Shelton on the line with us this morning. And Trent, always good to visit with you, my friend.
Thanks for having me. It's always good to be here.
Now, Trent got a brand new book coming out tomorrow, Straight Up, and you're delving maybe a little bit younger with the audience on this one. And how cool is that to have that opportunity to release tomorrow?
Yeah, man, it's everything. I don't want to just be a person that just targets adults. I want to be a person that actually targets the youth because they need it. I always say I would rather give the youth something that they need now and build up strong children and have to spend, the rest of our life trying to repair broken adults. So I definitely think this book is for children and young adults, but also I think if some parents pick it up, they might like it too.
Now, for you right now, everything everybody's going through with COVID-19, the coronavirus, the stay at home, and all the extra stuff that's added in as well. What do you think is the biggest mentality problem that the youngsters are having right now?
I think it's trying to just balance the emotions of everything. It's uncertainty. And I mean, even for us adults, it's kind of hard to deal with uncertainty, right? Trying to be certain in uncertain moments. And so the thing with kids right now, they don't really understand, most of them don't understand just the emotions that they're going through. They don't understand why they feel certain type of ways, and they don't understand the mental health component of it. And so this book definitely attacks mental health. It definitely, I think, will give them the tools to be able to, handle the times that we're in right now.
And for kids that are especially going to the junior high, the high school age, the peer pressures, the worrying what others think about them. I mean, how important is it? Some of the thoughts that you shared with them in some of the different lessons throughout the book.
Yeah, I mean, your environment is everything, and you're right. You're at that age where there's a lot of temptation. There's the cool kids. There's this, there's that, and you're trying to figure out where to fit in. You don't want to be the outcast. You don't want to be this. You don't want to be that. So this book is kind of going to give them a roadmap to help them to make the right decisions.
And for you, each and every day, whenever the videos started out for you back in 2009, I mean, it was kind of for self-help in the beginning. And how surprised are you that what it has turned into over the last 11, 12 years?
It's amazing. I could have never have planned this, any better. I think it's definitely exposed me to different arenas as I learn myself more. There's certain things that I love to talk about more on my journey that I'm dealing with. And so it's just beautiful to see people take rehab time for what they need.
And how important is it for you to be genuine and share what you're going through, and how difficult is that at times as well?
It's everything. I think transparency leads to transformation for yourself and for other people. And it makes you relatable. And when people can identify, they feel understood, and they feel more open to accept your advice.
And for you, what do you think is the biggest thing to pull away from the new book that the young readers will take away with them after finishing it?
Oh man, there's so many. I mean, there's 52 lessons in there. So I think the main thing is that your life is not over. Like, there's always more. No matter what you're going through, you can always bounce back. You can always grow from it. And so I think it's going to give them some really good information to be able to utilize and holistically in their life.
And of course, you mentioned earlier the rehabbers rehab time is what you hashtagged. If folks want to find out more information about rehab time and what that exactly means, where can they find more information, Trent?
Yeah, they can go to TrentShelton.com or follow me on social media, just at Trent Shelton, and I'll pop up.
All right. Well, Trent, always great to visit with you, man. I appreciate your time and looking forward to the new book as well.
Thank you. I appreciate you for sharing your platform with me.
For more information, find him on all social media at Trent Shelton. Our next guest is Jon Taffer, host of Bar Rescue, who talks about the latest season. Talking about the new season of Bar Rescue, we got our good friend Jon Taffer on the line. And first off, Jon, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Oh, my pleasure. It's great to be back with you.
And season number 7, what is it like? Is that sunk in that 7 seasons are under your belt now?
It's incredible. I never thought I'd make it to season 2, to tell you the truth. But we're shooting right now. I'm shooting my 194th episode. Wow. And we'll shoot our 200th in May. So, I'm very proud. We're about to enter the history books. But this season is a crazy one. We have so many bars that sign up now to try to be on Bar Rescue that we've got just great stories. And we have some great celebrities. T-Pain is in Bar Rescue this season, along Marshawn Lynch is in an incredible episode this season. And Maria Menounos is back this season. So we've got a lot of friends and celebrities on this year and some great stories. As more and more bars try to be on the show, we have the opportunity to pick some wonderful stories.
And what is it that makes one go over the top, an obvious choice from the contenders, if you will?
Well, we're trying to tell a story. So typically families, I love family drama. I love stories that involve families. I love small business stories. Even two partners that have been partners for years, they don't get along anymore. Bar Rescue is really a very personal story, and it's very personal to me. It's about the people much more than the bar. I have to rescue them, or I'm not going to rescue their bar. So to me, it's much more about the personal drama, the story, their transitions, their resisting change, finally accepting it, and hopefully having a happy ending.
And how has being a part of this now for 7 seasons, how has that affected your mental health as a result, is a question I have.
It's tough. I got to tell you, it's a brutal thing. It's 4 days. It's incredibly intense. It's had its burden upon me. It's extremely frustrating at times. Yes, I do get angry at them when they're screwing up their own lives. But I've also spent about 300 weeks on the road the past 7 years, and that can get to anyone.
That's right. And how much does that time on the road make you really appreciate the end result that you see in the success and ultimately of many of the bar rescues?
Well, according to the newspapers, we run about a 71% success factor. But that hug at the end of each episode means the world to me. I look in their eyes, and when they hug me at the end of Bar Rescue, our microphones are on our chest, so you don't hear us because we're hugging, so we're hiding the microphones. The things they whisper in my ear when I get that hug really motivates me to do the next one even harder. And, I have the opportunity, the rare opportunity, blessing, if you will, to be able to help people's lives and really, really impact them. That's an amazing responsibility and opportunity, both.
And being the creator, host, and executive producer of Bar Rescue, does that make more pressure on you, or do you think it allows you a little bit more freedom?
Well, I have a lot of freedom. The network gives me the freedom to make the show that I want to make. So I don't have network executives sitting on set like other shows do. I have complete freedom. And being an executive producer and a host, I'm producing myself and hosting what I produce. So I think it sort of makes me a little better at both.
And, of course, you talked about having Marshawn Lynch, T-Pain, Maria on the show again this season, and to have the respect and those folks wanting to be involved in the show, how cool is that for you as well?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, the respect that I've gained from this show, make no mistake, it means very, very much. You know, when fans send me letters, it means the world to me. When people tell me that they've been inspired by the show or it's changed their lives in some way, all of this means very, very much to me. After 194 episodes, it's those things that keep you going. You know, I like to say at the end of each episode, two things happens. I get a check and a hug. In the beginning, the check meant a lot. Now the hug means more.
And what is what kind of goals do you set for yourself as you see a new season approaching?
I'm trying to get 100% success factor. I mean, I'm trying to set every one of them up for success. The network is trying to give me bars that I'll never make successful because I want the worst failures of all time. So, you know, I think that's what makes the show great is it's real. It's very, very authentic. There's no actors. There's no scripts. It is what it is. It's produced in real time. There's no advanced planning. And you know, I think that's why people continue to watch it after 7 years. These people aren't stupid. They know real, and they know fake, and they know it's real.
And tough love really works a lot of times.
It does. According to the newspapers, I'm at about a 70% success factor. I'm very proud of that compared to other business transformation shows. Our numbers are almost twice the other shows. So I'm very, very proud of that. And that's an example of just keeping it real. I'm there to help them. The TV show is along for the ride.
There you go.
And again, the new season of Bar Rescue, 7th season, returns this Sunday night, 10 Eastern, 9 local time on Paramount Network. And John, always want to make sure and let all of our listeners know where they can keep up with everything you've got going on also.
Oh, you can find me on Facebook at Jon Taffer, Twitter at Jon Taffer, and Instagram Jon Taffer.
Keeping it simple.
Easy to find. Yep.
Well, John, always great to visit with you. Look forward to another successful season and catching up again real soon, my friend.
Look forward to it. Take care.
For more information, visit his website, jontaffer.com. And our final guest is transgender beauty mogul Nikita Dragun, who talks about the Snapchat docuseries Nikita Unplugged. Nikita, thanks so much for taking the time to be on the show.
Yes, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Now, Nikita, being the transgender makeup artist and beauty guru, I mean, where was the first door that opened for you? I know you've had some ups and downs. You've had some doors shut in your face, but where was the first opening that kind of gave you hope that this is where you were going to go?
Well, my first door that was open was kind of kicked open for me. I think, obviously, being a trans woman, like you said, there were so many doors slammed in front of my face, just with my story. So I really had to make a space for myself. My first big moment was when I came out as transgender on YouTube, and that was my viral moment. That's how I came out to my parents. That's how my aunts, my uncles, my nieces, my next-door neighbor, everyone back home in Virginia found out, is when I kind of made this YouTube video, and it went viral overnight.
And what was how scary was that in the lead up to it?
Oh my God, it was terrifying. I had just moved off to LA and tried to start a brand new life for myself, and I just really wanted to confront my identity being a trans woman. So I made this video, and I think back in the day, people would like mail themselves letters and, burn them or something. But I decided to make this YouTube video to really like confront my identity, and I posted it, and literally overnight it went viral, and it was insane. It was definitely like the most wild experience, and I don't think I was ready for it, but I mean, it got me to where I am today, so definitely super grateful for it.
Now, the docuseries on Snapchat, Nikita Unfiltered. Tell us a little bit to what to expect in the new series if folks haven't seen any of the trailers or promos out there.
For sure. I mean, I document my life really intensely already, but this is such a different look into my life, not only being a trans woman, a CEO of my own business, but also just being single. So I think already as a woman being really powerful, it's intimidating to a man. So obviously adding to the mix that I happen to be trans on top of it all just is really funny. So it's kind of this weird duality of having to deal with the fact that, I haven't really had these experiences as a woman in high school, having a love or dating and all this other stuff. So it's really experiencing all that stuff for the very first time, but I just so happen to have a couple million followers and fabulous wigs and outfits on top of it.
Now, you talked about your enterprise, your business, Dragun Beauty. What is, how cool is it for you as a beauty expert to be able to have your own brand now?
It's insane, and I think the beauty world has grown, and I think the world has really taken hold of just the idea of a beauty guru, for better or for worse, but I think it's for better right now because we've experienced such a change in the industry, and the fact that I'm able to have my own brand as a trans woman, to be a CEO of my own brand, and for it to be for trans people, but for all people, and the idea of transformation, it's insane. And especially for, young people out there, I think it's really important to have someone in the space who kind of represents them. So I kind of wish I would have seen that when I was growing up. So it's really honoring, and it's really exciting that my line has been doing so crazy, and it's been scaling and growing like its own little monster. I'm like, hi, Dragun Beauty, excuse me. I'll have to send you some eggs over there.
Now, obviously, a lot of folks staying at home and having to do, not able to go to salons, nail care, and all that other stuff. This is also an opportunity for maybe you to get a little bit of a corner on the market as well, right?
I mean, it's definitely a time for us to have immense self-care and to check in on ourselves. So, I totally agree. I think everyone needs to really pamper themselves right now and really get into it and treat themselves to all sorts of different things. So, yeah, you're right. Maybe I should get up in that.
And again, the Snapchat docuseries premieres tomorrow, Nikita Unfiltered. And Nikita, if folks want to follow everything else you've got going on as well, the beauty line and all the other information, where can they find that at?
You guys can find me on Nikita Dragun. Search it up, at me. You already know where I am.
Well, that's awesome. And again, the brand new series coming up tomorrow, Nikita Unfiltered on Snapchat. And Nikita, again, thank you for your time this morning. Stay safe out there, and hope you have a great weekend.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Bye.
Of course, keep up with all the socials, Nikita Dragun. Thanks again for joining us for this 12th episode of Good Questions with Cameron Dole. And if you ever have a comment, question, anything else you'd like to know, just find me on Instagram, AKA_Cameron, on Twitter at Cameron Dole, and on my Facebook page, Cameron Dole Altus. If you'd like to help out in the funding for this podcast, feel free to click the support tab and follow the instructions. We'll be back real soon with episode 13.